Dead by Daylight just hit the brakes. After all the hype, all the debates, behaviour has officially scrapped the new anti-tunnelling and anti-slugging mechanics. We knew something was coming on the November 21st stream, but let's dive into exactly what was said and why they did it, and what's coming instead. So here's the deal. The anti-camping measures, those are still going live, but the anti-tunnelling and anti-slugging systems are a no-go. Why the change of heart? Simple. The massive negative feedback from the recent public test build. Behaviour stated they want the game to be fair for everyone and didn't want to launch a system that the community overwhelmingly disliked. Instead of forcing a massive restrictive change, they're pivoting to more fundamental improvements. Dead by Daylight is now focusing on other core aspects to help struggling players. The biggest base kit buffs are the haste and endurance duration on unhook is being increased from the previous 10 seconds to 15 seconds. That extra 5 seconds of protection is huge for getting distance and preventing quick downs. They are heavily investing in a deeper look at the MMR system. Their belief is that if they can properly tweak MMR, the game will be balanced organically, eliminating the need for big hand-holdy changes like the original anti-tunnelling mechanic. They want the survivor experience to be less about an outright system stopping the killer and more about giving survivors the tools to deal with tunnelling and slugging themselves. They also stated that to further help new players, they will implement a much-needed tutorial system to teach basic gameplay and help them combat common tactics like tunnelling and slugging. Alongside these major base kit shifts, we have significant tweaks to both perks and specific killers. Babysitter. When you unhook a survivor, they will not leave any scratch marks or pools of blood and will gain a 10% haste status effect for up to 30 seconds. Borrow time. Survivors unhooked now keep their endurance status effect for an extra 10 seconds at tier 3, potentially stacking up to 25 seconds of protection. Furtive chase. This killer perk reworks the obsession dynamic, granting the killer undetectable and 10% haste for up to 18 seconds when the obsession is hooked, then cycling the obsession upon rescue. Off the record. Duration is reduced to 40 seconds from 80 and it disables once the exit gates are powered. Perks that are being reworked and coming at a later date. Breakdown. This powerful counterplay perk is set to be part of the next hotfix. When you are removed from a hook, the hook instantly breaks and the killer's aura is shown to you for 6 seconds. The broken hook takes 180 seconds to respawn. Wicked. This basement focus perk is being kill switched on release and will be fixed and included in Hotfix 1 as well. This is because when paired with Resurgence, it was resulting in the survivor being 100% healed instantly upon getting off the hook, a major exploit that needs fixing. A note on healing. The developers have also stated that they are keeping a close eye on medkit add-on changes. They recognise that with all the new base kit protection, they need to assess the overall healing speed and efficiency in the game and will make further changes based on community feedback after the patch goes live. Killer-specific adjustments. The Skull Merchant. Her core changes are still going live, but the final more balanced adjustment, decoupling her undetectable status from deploying drones and tying it instead to recalling drones, will be applied in Hotfix 1. They will also revert the undetectable duration nerf at the time to make her stealth more viable. The Cenobite. The base kit nerf he was facing is being reverted. Crucially, his add-on Original Pain is not being reverted, meaning you will still be able to bind survivors with a controlled chain even if they currently have the endurance status effect. This is a huge tactical advantage for him in the new endurance heavy meta. Let's look at this objectively. While the huge punitive system is gone, these changes offer distinct and necessary benefits to both sides, which is crucial for the game's health. For survivors, empowered counterplay. Survivors are getting better tools, 15-second base kit endurance, massive perk buffs to babysit and breakdown that rewards skill and smart team play instead of relying on an automated, easily exploitable system. Developers addressing core issues. The focus has shifted to the fundamental problems, MMR and tutorials. Fixing matchmaking and teaching new players how to survive the early game is a far healthier long-term fix than a restrictive band-aid mechanic. Less exploitation. By scrapping the punitive system, survivors are less likely to encounter killers who are throwing the game out of protest or frustration with the old mechanics, leading to more enjoyable standard matches for killers, especially new killers. Freedom of strategy. The most massive relief is that they won't be penalised by a complex, rigid system for circumstances that look like tunnelling, like running into an unhooked survivor who is returning to a generator. This removes the fear of arbitrary punishment. Retention and learning. New killers can learn without the game dictating their every move. They have breathing room to practice map pressure and chase without incurring major automatic penalties that lead to losing the game and quitting. Better chase mechanics. While survivors get protection, the killer isn't debuffed just for getting a hook. It keeps the chase as a traditional skill-based contest, which is better for veteran killers and high MMR play. Look, I want to be clear. I'm not picking a side here. I've been a survivor main for a long time, and yeah, tunneling is frustrating. But as a gamer, I also recognise that Dead by Daylight is nearly impossible to balance fairly. Whenever they try to change anything, it's more beneficial to one side and unfair to the other. The pro of this news is that new killer players get a huge sigh of relief, and the devs are listening to community feedback. The con is that the fundamental issue of frustrating early game tunneling for solo queue survivors still exists. But by focusing on MMR, better tutorials and base kit buffs instead of hard-coded restrictions, behaviour is trying to shift the game towards a healthier, more organic balance. It might take longer, but the community's voice was heard. What do you think about this massive scrap? Are you relieved as a killer, or are you still worried about solo queue as a survivor? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Dead by Daylight content, and as always, catch me in the fog.